Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In this video, let's solve another problem from BFE.dev. It's 150, Merge Time 5, JSX2. I think I've done, this is followed up on 143. I think I've done it, right? Yeah, I've solved it. And if you're interested, please search on my channel for this problem. Okay, this is a follow-up. Congratulations on your pass on problem 143. Now in this problem, please modify your code to support the following. 1. Nesting elements. This is a P tag and I, and this is a B tag. So this is a nesting, right? This means JSX child needs support JSX element as well. So before, only text is supported. Actually, I forgot what the problem is in 143. We need to support this, right? And JS children is just child. This child is only not here. Oh yeah, only JSX text. Yeah, there is no nesting involved. Okay, in this problem we need to support nesting. Second one is functional component as a convention. Intrinsic HTML tags are lowercases and function components have capitalized initials. Okay, so this is a function, and we could use this heading directly in our JSX. If your code supports problem 143 already support this, that's fantastic. Just copy your code. I don't think my code supports. Okay, let's try to. Okay, let's begin. Copy it, submit. Obvious, it's not pass. But for the cases of simple ones, which should be the same in 143, our code, of course, passes. Now, the first thing we need to handle is the nesting case, right? Okay. Before we start writing our code, let's take a look at the original code in 143, see what is going on. I need to recall my code. Okay, this is a type. JSX children is string. Okay, parse the code. We need to return the JSX elements, which have the opening element, children, closing element. So we have some util functions here, and then we parse opening element, and then we parse the children, and then we parse the closing element. This is the function. So this is all should be counted as the util functions, and then we start parsing. Because the input is already are supposed to be a valid element, JSX elements without nesting ones. So we parse the opening, and then we parse the children, and then we parse the closing element, and then we check if the opening tag and the closing tag are matching, and then if there's an extra characters, and then we just return. So this is the parse. So let's try to solve the problem. The problem actually lays in the parse children, right? In the parse children, we say we go until this, and until we find the angle brackets, and we just return the text. So this is not okay. There's a possibly another element, so we are going to recursively try parsing element. How should we do it? Parsing elements actually is the combination of these two, right? And in this function, in this one is parse. In this parse, we actually the logic here is the full parse element. So I think we need to wrap it up. So we could call parsing elements in parse children, right? Okay, so let's write it down. What it is? Const parse elements. We call this one. Copy the code here. And then we return the data. Oh, I just copied all the code here. And so these are all util functions. Now we just return parse element. This will work, I would say. Okay, and then parse the elements. This is the function. Okay, so now in the parse children, we go until we find, like, we start here until we until we met an angle bracket or the closing brackets. We stop and collect the result, collect the string as result, right? But now, before we return it, we should continually parse the elements from here, right? Like say we met this p tag. Now we should get the children, and we find it, so we stop here, and then we need to try to parse the part here. And once we get it, we will push this into the result here as the children, and continuing parse the children. Right? It might be text, and then we collect the text. Okay, so how should we do it? Of course, first we modify the JSX children. It's not string array anymore. It should be string or JSX elements. And then here we just create a children. It's empty array. Okay. This is the go until here. And if text, we should just push the text. If text is not empty, we push it, the text, and then it might be the an element, right? So we try. They might fail. So try const element parse element. We catch the error. When it's errored, then it should be treated as not treated as an element. We need to restore the index, right? So we, when we are traverse through the string, we keep track of the current index. So this is a backtracking problem, right? So we store the index, and we try to pass the element. And once we find the element, then we children would push the element, right? Yeah, we get the element, and the rest, it might be text or it might be element again. So we would call parse children again. So children, we would push the parse children. Well, so this is the beautifulness of the recursion, so powerful. Okay, let's review our code here again. Okay, when we start parsing the children, we get the text, right? It might be text, collect the text, and then we try to parse an element. Case like this. When we're done, the current index is moved to here, so the element is pushed into the children, and then we start parsing it as children again. So it will start over and over again until we collect all the children, and text and elements, it will be pushed into this children, right? Until we meet here again. This is an angle bracket. We will parse the element again, but this time we failed, right? We failed to parse an element, so the error is thrown. Now when we meet this error, we restore when failed to parse element, restore the index. Wait a minute. Okay, we parse the children. If the error happened here, the index is stored. Okay. So it's no problem because these parse children, if internally there another parse children error is thrown, the try catch will catch the error and restore the index back here. So we only need to consider one step. So in these parse children in parse these children, when error happens, we just restore the index. Oh, so powerful. Recursion is so powerful. Okay, we set it back. The current index is index, and then we return the children. Great. I think you would do. Let's try to log the simple case. Okay, the case is like this. Let's see what it is. Unexpected token I. Unexpected token. Unexpected token? Here? Where we get this unexpected token? We get here, actually. Index is not the length. Okay, so the problem is that when parsing an element, we don't need to check the rest code. The rest code, the piece left, right? The string left. The string left should be handled in the main parse function. Yeah. I'll remove it. So here, const element equals parse, and then if there should but not be any extra characters, return the element. But what if there are empty white spaces? They say parse closing element. There should be no more white spacing characters. Go until none white spaces. This is not right. I think because we're now recursively calling the function, call the functions. We should not move ahead. We only move ahead in the parse, the main function. So here. Okay, let's run the code. Oh, good. So for this example here, let's see what we had. Opening element A, closing element A. Children, we have 5 children. First one is space, and then opening tag I, and children is BFE text I, and dot span def span. So perfectly, I think we are able to parse the nesting element, right? Let's see what happens for the heading. Like this one. Still opening element tag heading children, and yeah, it's just what we want, right? And then when we generate, there's a problem here. In generate, we get the opening element, get the children, and then if there's children, we return edge. Edge is the function of the create element, right? And return it null children. If not, we return just if there's no children, we omit the third argument. So what should we do now? The thing is that for edge, if an intrinsic HTML tag, we use this quotation, right, as a string. But this function edge should be, I think, there's no typing here. Okay, if this is a function component, we actually need to pass the function, right? Yeah, pass the function. So I think we need to remove the quotation. So the tag, tag, I would say final tag. If opening element tag, the first letter, if it is a capital case, which means A to Z test. Then it should be a function. We use this opening tag directly. If not, we would, if intrinsic, we would, wrap it up like this in a quotation mark, right? Yeah. So now, if it is if there is children, we edge with the opening tag. Yeah, this is final tag. So great. And the children, we treated it as a string, right? It's because previously it's a string array, but now it is not a string array anymore. We need to map the children, process the children, child. If it is string, we just do it as is before. I mean, if type of child is string, we just return this. Return the child. And if not string, it should be a function, right? If it is function, we would just return what it is. No, it is a function, then there should be a return. There should be, oh no, children is not a function. If the type of child, map a child, no, if type is a string, then it is text. If text, and then this is if string, and default, I would say if a JSX element, then I would call this generator again, because you see that this is a st. We would get an st and compile it into the string. Okay, so here we would call generator again, which should be the child. This is the element, and then for all this is when mapped, we would join them with a quotation mark. Yeah, so this is it, right? Still some test case failed. Let's take a look. For a case like this, what we get? Expected this, but what we actually get, it is this. We're still passing the string here, so it's not okay. Final tag, opening tag. If it is yeah, type should be, we return the opening tag, final tag. Let's see for this case. Let's run the code. Tag needs heading. Final tag, let's see. Console log final tag. We call the generate. Ooh, there's a problem. The heading. Final tag is string. Huh? Okay, wait a minute. There should be no quotation mark here. Test opening tag, open element tag. edge. Final tag. Oh shit. I made a mistake for the regular expression. It should be something like this. Okay, this should be better. Okay. This one. Expect to throw in an exception here. We don't throw in an exception. These actually parse the close opening element here. Expect this and go to next. Go until non-white spaces. Tag until this space. You should stop when there is a slash. So we would add the slash here. Parse children, this should be a slash here also. No. Children, there could be a slash, no problem. Closing element, go until this should be not contain a slash. So I would say we create a regular expression. So disallowed characters in tag name. This, and we replace it with the variable. It will make the code cleaner to see. Great. Well, this is a interesting one. I posted in the discuss panel. Well, I'm the first one to achieve this, to solve this problem. Anyway, there are actually a bunch of problems related to virtual DOM, and yeah, I recommend you solve it by yourself. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.